Politics is not about emotions, it is all about interests. I repeat, politics is not about your emotion, it is all about your interests. Now there's public outcry over a meeting held by the United States with the Miyetti Allah. A meeting held by the United States with Miyetti Allah. The Middlebelt have come out to react to this meeting. Let's read this. The recent meeting between the United States mission in Nigeria and Miyetti Allah has deeply insulted the memory of thousands killed across the Middlebelt. Miyetti Allah, whose leaders have in the past claimed the responsibility for violence, represents not just a cattle breeders association, but a symbol of impunity for mass atrocities. By engaging with such a group, the U.S. mission sends a dangerous message that those linked to killings can earn legitimacy without facing justice. It also alienates the victims' communities who have lost everything and who have seen little effort from either the Nigerian government or international partners to secure accountability. Now, the Fulani Jihadist Islamic movement will be happy with this meeting. During Buhari's tenure, the Minister of Interior gave 100 billion naira to Miyetti Allah so that there will be security in the northern region. Few days ago, a Fulani group came out and said that until they arrest the soldiers or the troop in Plateau, before killings will stop. They came out and owned the killings. They claimed responsibility for the killings. Many a times, Fulani militias and groups have claimed responsibility of killing innocent Nigerians, which is warehoused by Miyetti Allah. I said that Buhari gave them 100 billion naira through the Minister of Interior so that the killings will stop. The other time, Emefiele gave them money so that the killings will stop. Now, these people are perpetrating killings all across Nigeria, especially the Middlebelt. The U.S. mission would not meet with the families of the victims, but they will meet with Miyetti Allah. That tells you a lot about politics, global politics. We have said that the Fulani are a willing tool in the hands of these imperialists, the colonialists, to destabilize Africa. If US, UK, other Western countries want to destabilize Nigeria, they know a group they can go and have meeting with. They know a particular set of people they can meet to cause havoc. Who are those causing insecurity? Banditry, former header clashes. Who are those? Kidnappings, killings across Nigeria. It is not only in northern Nigeria. So the US mission in Nigeria would not meet with the victims. Thousands of families have been killed. But you are meeting with Miyetti Allah. Okay. Now, true peace in Nigeria cannot be built by rewarding violence. Justice must come first. The United States must urgently think its approach, apologize to victims, prioritize direct engagement with affected families, and support efforts to hold perpetrators accountable. Anything less is betrayal. Now, we had the US aid revelation by Trump's administration that the US aid is used for covert operation. They use this intentionally to these colonialists, these imperialists. We all understand, at least if you have been watching my videos, you understand that they don't mean well for Africa. So whatever they can do to destabilize, Africa from not rising and becoming one of the competing economies in the world, they will do so because Africa is a threat with so much potentials. We cannot be able to boast of anything. And the Fulani is a willing tool. So in Nigeria, they see Fulani as a very useful tool to cause instability, to destabilize the country so that they can have their way. Look at Burkina Faso. Look at what France is doing through Ivory Coast. The same thing, the way Rwanda is being used to checkmate Congo, that is the same way these imperialists will look for Fulanis to use. And Miyetti will offer a will be well positioned to carry out that job. Miyetti covers both Fulani, both the one in bush, both the one in town. Miyetti, they cover anything called Fulani. So if you are saying Fulani clashes this and that, Fulani is doing this and that, it will be directed to the Fulani. So if until I've said it, until Tinubu try as much as he can with the last strength he has, this is an opportunity. Even these first 4 years that he has, he must make sure that we find a way to restructure Nigeria. But he goes to France. He goes to France. He parleys with the imperialists. The more reason why we say, if Tinubu does not restructure Nigeria after 2027 or 2031, any which one, there's going to be big problem for us. Because the Fulani, they play the long game. They are going to buckle. They are getting ready. I'm telling you. I did a broadcast about how Fulani kidnapped some people in Kogi State. They cut the hand of the man, send the man, he's a Yoruba man, go and tell your people, we are not collecting ransom. We are using you to pass this message that we are very well connected surrounding the bushes. Now, jihad is going to come very soon. We are going to take over. These guys are not playing. I'm telling you. Why would the United States meet Miyetti? Because they know that the link between the insecurity in the north and other parts of Nigeria through the Fulani herdsmen, they must know something about it. Let's look at this another Middlebelt reaction. This guy says, I want every Middlebelter to pay attention to this post and read every single screenshot I am sharing. The U.S. mission Nigeria has chosen to meet with Miyetti Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria. The group has claimed responsibility repeatedly for multiple murders in the Middlebelt. Apart from claiming responsibility for attacks, it is also known for representing Fulani fighters at peace talks when Fulani militias wipe out entire villages in the Middlebelt. The Miyetti represent Fulani whenever there is a peace talk, tells you the connection they have with the killings. The U.S. mission in Nigeria feels that what is of paramount importance is discussing the concerns of herder communities rather than discussing affected indigenous communities being ravaged by Fulani militias even after they have claimed responsibility repeatedly. Did you notice that Dr. Tilde called the Sultan of Sokoto the supreme commander of the Fulani and not the ethnic group leader like others? Sultan of Sokoto, when you watch my videos, I always put the picture of the Sultan of Sokoto one side because anything Fulani, Buhari is a political Fulani. Sultan of Sokoto is an ethnic and religious Fulani. So they have representatives. They have those that represent them politically. They have those that represent them economically. They have those that represent them religiously and ethnically, or their ethnicity. Now, Sultan of Sokoto, the supreme commander of the Fulani, are not ethnic group leader like others. At least now we can put more context to the letter by the Hausa and Fulani settlers in Plateau to the Sultan of Sokoto. Middlebelt communities are quietly observing with facts and data, not emotions. Now, the U.S. mission, what is their reason? What is the reason why they met with these Miyetti? Look at what they said. Today, Ambassador Mills met with the Miyetti Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, MAGBAN, to hear about the concerns of herder communities So the Miyetti will not disconnect themselves with anything killing header. They know very well. They know very well. They should be held responsible. The other time, former governor of Benue State said they should proscribe these guys as a terrorist group. Because how cannot see a group that harbors terrorists, you see a group that harbors terrorists, and you refuse to proscribe that group as a terrorist group. Nobody should be that. Now, to hear about the concerns of header communities, the meeting included discussion of the causes of insecurity and opportunities to peacefully resolve conflict. People that you need to start arresting at sight, people that you need to interrogate, investigate, are the people you are calling for whatever resolve, meeting, discussion, causes of insecurity, opportunities to peacefully resolve the conflict. You don't resolve conflict because we know that, like I started, politics is not about emotions. It is about interest. What is the interest of the United States in Nigeria? The imperialist United States. What is the interest of the Miyetti in Nigeria? Two interests. The United States will need our resources, whether human resources or natural resources, to run their economy. Even if it's not benefiting us, they don't care whether we are the one losing. If it's human resources now, most of our doctors, they'll come, they'll set up an agency. Those doctors, they will be recruiting doctors in Nigeria, set up an agency, help them do visa, help them secure exam. They will write exam. Our doctors will be taken from here. They will be shipping them out of the country, whether it is UK, whether it is US. Human resources. They will be identifying job labor, cheap labor in Africa, Nigeria. Cheap labor. That if you can do this, you're a nurse, you're a computer, you're this, you're that, in construction. They want the interest of the United States. They want cheap labor, cheap resources, whether it is human or natural. And they want to control our economy to the extent that we should not be able to compete, because the potentials that Africa has 30%, over 30% of natural resources in the world. We have 7 continents. Africa has over 30%. You know the potential. And a black man, if a black man realizes himself, he knows that he is a god amongst the white. But the whites have carefully and systematically put the black man down. They have designed a system to make sure that Africa is poor. And they have discovered willing tools in Africa to use. You know, those days they will come. Assimilation, association. They wanted to turn blacks to French or to British. But they saw that one is not possible. It's okay. We want independence, Abi. They gave us independence. We thought that they are leaving us for good. We didn't know that they set up systems that will still run, will run their affairs. Systems that will colonize us. They set it up, they left, and those systems we are still being colonized by them today. So they have put up systems that will make Africa poor. One of them is democracy. I will keep on repeating it. One of them is democracy. When we start practicing regional system of government, you know that some regions will put aside democracy. When we start practicing regional system of government, some regions will put aside democracy. So they want to keep us down with the systems they have created, and they have found willing tools amongst the Fulani. And it's very unfortunate. What is the interest of the Miyetti? They want to be the caretaker, be the tax master. They want to take over, dominate, and they'll be loyal. They want to dominate and they'll be loyal to the crown, to the imperialists. That is what Miyetti. See, everybody wants to be deceiving themselves. You can't deceive anybody. We understand the games that these guys are playing. We know where they are actually taking this to, the next level they are taking this to. Nobody will be bamboozled by your deceit. Miyetti represents the Fulani people. The Fulani people have a hand in the insecurity that is going on in Nigeria today. They know about it. We have said it. If northern Nigeria wants insecurity to stop today, they will make sure it stops. But they will not. Who cares? Let's look at reactions. Okay. I was under the impression that your institution was supposed to behave, to have concerns for those being attacked. Nigerians are responding and massacred by these Islamists posing as cattle breeders, despite the group severally taking responsibility for genocidal massacres in the Middlebelt. Miyetti was not proscribed as a terrorist group simply because General Muhammadu Buhari, as president, was one of their patrons. I thought it was a US policy to not negotiate with terrorists. So, US, because of interest, can negotiate with a terrorist outside its, wherever you. I told you, see, when we talk about global politics, nobody cares about, it's about interest. The US can, if US want Biafra today, if this imperialism want Biafra today, it is not in the hands of the Nigerian government for Biafra to come. All they need to do is just to make sure they influence, they call some of these, they give them visas. If the US want Biafra, if Trump really, they are down to earth about making sure that Biafra or a country emerges from Nigeria, they will create a division. They know how to do it now. They'll bring one or two, they'll call one or two their leaders, blah, blah, blah. They'll do one or two, put them through a system, a training system, give them funds, give them whatever they need, equipment they need to run whatever they're going to run. They'll just create a crisis. That's why we see, you see bandits, you see the kind of gun they will, sophisticated weapon and machinery. Bandits. How are they getting these weapons? If the US want Biafra, but it seems they are not really, they are unsettled with the Trump's administration is not really settled with, is not really focused. He wants to stabilize America first before he focuses on Nigeria. That's what I think. If these people want Biafra, they would have pressed some buttons now. Now they hold our leaders move button. But that's the more reasons why I said Nnamdi Kanu in that place, Fulani and the British crown. Now them they hold Nnamdi Kanu beyond all reasonable doubts. Now them they hold Nnamdi Kanu. If not, Nnamdi Kanu should not even be there in the first place. You want to undermine intelligence. You want to undermine intelligence report. If you want to undermine, go and ask Jonathan now. When Jonathan said an election conducted in Nigeria, Jonathan was blaming Obama. An election conducted in Nigeria by Nigerian officials, by NYSC corpus, by the Nigerian government. He is the commander-in-chief. He conducted elections. He's blaming somebody in America. And you think Jonathan is a fool? Doesn't know what he's doing. So if I see a news like the United States meeting with Miyetti, what do you think I should think? Okay, they're just meeting them so that they can. Why don't you meet Nigerian government? What is happening to Nigerian government? Why meeting with them? How would they resolve it? What? Okay, they should leave their interest. It's about interest. What is the interest of Miyetti? Miyetti want to achieve the agenda of their great grandfather Uthman Danfodio, which is to dominate Nigeria. That's what they want to do. That's their interest of Miyetti, cattle breeders. There's nothing else. If their interest, they wanted peace. See, for the Fulani man, peace will not benefit him. Because peace will mean that he will not be influential. If there's peace in Nigeria, it's going to be against the Fulani, will be the biggest losers if there's peace. That's why they are always looking for ways to cause katakata. Because the southern Nigeria will be playing the politics of taking power from them. So they are doing gra to make sure that they stay relevant. Now they are going to be spending like 6 to 7 years under a southern president Whether Tinubu is there or not, it is Southern president we want. If we now not allow Southern president, see, if you don't allow Southern president, that's when you know that there's a lot attached to Southern Nigeria. Southern Nigeria, now they feed the country now. Forget. Thank God there is a Middlebelt that is going to distance itself from Arewa. There are even division. People are divided. The Hausas are getting to know themselves. Of course. So the Fulani are finding difficult to fit in under this Southern presidency, and Tinubu is giving them woto. So why meeting with them? Why not meet with the presidency? Why not meet with the victims that were kidnapped? But you are meeting with them because we know that they have. See, the Southern Nigeria wants to be liberated. An average Yoruba man wants to be liberated from the colonialists. An average Middle Beltan wants to be liberated from the colonialists. But an average Fulani don't see that liberation. They don't want to be liberated because they know that they have no inheritance in Nigeria. If Nigeria is going to write its will, Fulani has no inheritance in Nigeria. If Nigeria is going to write its will today, Fulani has no inheritance. That's why they are doing all they can to hold this, hold that, and stabilize Nigeria, the mere geographic expression for the colonial imperialists. May God help Nigerians.